Hello everyone, I am Tanu Rajput and I came up here with my next task of exploratory data analysis on retail dataset. So here what I have to do as a business manager, I have to find out the weak areas where you can work to make more profits, and also what all business problems you can drive by exploring the data. So let's start the coding part. Before starting, firstly, let me introduce. It is a Spark Foundation internship of January 2023 batch on from graduate rotational internship. And here is the task 3 EDA of on retail. And objective of the task is to think as a business manager and try to find out the weak areas where you can work to make more profits. So let's start. Before start our analysis and our loading for loading data, we have to import our Google Drive into Google Colab. So for that, I use the code from google.colab import drive and then drive.mount. So here I have mounted the Google Drive into my Google Colab, and after mounting, I import some libraries which are required for the project in future. Like I import NumPy, pandas to load the data set, and matplotlib.pyplot and seaborn for visualization. So after importing libraries, I also import a warning module to ignore any warning. So now it's time to load the data. So here I have load the data by using pandas library pd.read csv, as I have the data in csv format, so I use read csv. And then let's peeking at the first five rows. Here are the first five rows and all the columns. First one is ship mode, which tells about the shipping mode, like is it second class, first class, or standard class, or it is on same day. And then segment, like it is consumer, home office, corporate, and then country. Here is the data of US. So we have only one country, United States. And here are all the cities of US, all the states of US, and their postal codes, their region like southwest, east, north, and then all the categories and their subcategories, and all the sales with their quantity and also with discount and profit. So here, after peeking at the five rows and all the columns, we found out that we have a total of 9,994 rows and 13 columns. So let's see the information of data. Here I have used info function to get all the information, like all the null value counts and data type of all the columns. So here we have no null values, and here are all the data types of each columns. So after looking into the information here, I just check out for the duplicate if there is any duplicate present in our data. So by using duplicate and some function, I found out that I have total 17 duplicates in the data. So I just need to drop them by using drop duplicates. So after dropping duplicates, again I check duplicate values, and here I found that there's no duplicate present now. So after checking duplicate, for a clear picture, I again check the null values with their sum for each column, so that I get a clear picture for null values. And here we can clearly see that we have no null values. So after checking null values duplicates, it's time to see a statistical description of the features. So here we can see that sales has a mean standard deviation. This is minimum. minimum, this is for 25%, this is for 50%, which is also called median, and this is 75%, this is maximum. So after digging deep into the statistical description, we can clearly see that there are outliers present in sales and profit. How can we say that? See, sales column, we have minimum sales 0.4, 25% 17.3, 50% are 54.8, but then 75% 209. But then suddenly it's increased to like 22,638, means maximum 75% to maximum, there is a huge difference. So we can see that there may be some outliers present in this column. So for quantity there is no outlier, for discount again there is no outlier, but for profit again we have a huge difference between 75% sale and maximum sales. Here we can see clearly. So after digging deep into it, we can see that there are outliers present in sales and profit columns. So it is the correlation of given data set, and we can clearly see that there's no different columns which are highly correlated to each other. Because we why we check correlation before moving ahead, we check this to see is there any columns which are highly correlated. Because if there are different columns which are highly correlated, so there may be chance that we need to drop one of them, because they both are highly correlated. So we can't use both. That's why we find, firstly we check the correlation for data set for all the columns. Then it's time to cleaning the data. For cleaning data, firstly I have dropped the unnecessary column which is postal code. Then I checked out for the outliers, and here I checking, after checking we can see all the box plots. And on all the box plots I can see that in profit column I have so many outliers, and also in sales column I have so many outliers. So it's time to handle those outliers. After handling, firstly I set a high limit and a low limit. I find it with the help of min and max in statistical info description. Here we can see that here is the data. Okay, so here we can see that minimum value for sales are 0.44, and for profit are minus 6599, and for maximum value for sale is 22,638, and for profit it is 8,399. So I used these high and low limit for handling outliers. So here I apply a condition like I want all the values, all the records in profit column which are lesser than high limit and greater than low limit. So here I will do the same thing for sales column, and then now I handle the outliers. And after handling outliers, we have 9,937 rows and 12 columns. Now we can also see again box plot to see if there's any outlier present. So now we have handled it. Now it's time to explore the data visually. So for that, here I categorize some columns like these are categorical columns. I assign all these columns to a variable named cat call. I did this? I did this because I will run a single for loop to find the unique values for all these columns, and to visually represent all these columns value counts. So for that I separate these columns and assign them into a variable named get column. So here what I have did, here I find out unique values of all columns. Like I run a for loop in cat call, I mean all the columns in this variable, and then I print unique values for each column present in this variable. So here are the unique values for all the columns. Like for ship mode column, I have second class, standard class, first class, same day. For segment, I have three categories: consumer, corporate, home office, and so on. There are all the. Now it's time to count values of each category in categorical column. So I again run a for loop in cat call for all the categorical columns, and find their value counts for each column. So here we can see all the value counts in each column. Now I will represent it visually. So here are the visual representation of all the value counts. So here I can see that. Let's start with ship mode. There are higher records for standard class in ship mode, and for segment we have high records for consumer, and we have higher records for New York City, and California state, and higher records for West region. We have higher records in office supplies. We have higher records in binders as a subcategory, and we have higher sales quantity, like 3 to 2. We have most of the quantity sold in like 3 quantity, 2 quantity, 5 and 4 also, but higher quantity are sold lesser. Okay, so discount, we have higher record for zero discount, and then higher record for 20% discount, and lesser record for 15%, 5% discount, and 1% discount. So it's time to see the sales, profit and loss with respect to the subcategory. So here with this bar chart we can clearly see that we have higher sales for phones and chairs, but we have loss for tables with respect to phone and chairs. And here we can observe that phones subcategory have high sales, chairs have high sales but less profit compared to phones, tables and bookcases subcategories facing huge loss. So here is the observation from that graph. Now let's visualize sales and profit with respect to each shipment mode, which are here, like first shipment, same day. Here according to sales, we have higher sales on the same day ship mode, and with in comparison to other ship modes. And profit, we get a higher profit in first class ship mode in comparison to other. So we have lowest sales in standard class but highest sales in on same day, but highest profit in first class and lowest profit in standard class. Okay, so it's time to see all the sales, profit or loss in each segment. So for each segment, we can clearly see that for home office, we have higher sales, and again, we have higher profit for home office. So we have highest sale and profit in home office. Now it's time to see all the sales, profit and loss in each region. So we can see that sales in west region are the higher, and also the profit in west region are the higher. Let's see the sales, profit and loss in each states. So here we can see that in California we have higher sales and also higher profit, and also in New York we have higher sales and higher profit. But in Texas and in Pennsylvania and in Illinois, Ohio, and North California and some other states, we have losses in these states and also less sales. So we have to find out the reason why we have loss in these states and why the sales are lesser here. So high profit is for California and loss is for Texas, Pennsylvania and Ohio. So let's see sales profit and loss for each category. So here we can see that sales and profit are higher for technology, and also profit are higher for office supplies, and furniture and office supplies have the almost similar sales, but profit is higher in office supplies with respect in comparison to furniture. We have highest sales and profit across technology and office supplies category, because we all knows that technology helps increase the efficiency of systems, products and services. That's why in every field from smaller to bigger we need technology, and so as office we have greater sales in these two categories. Now let's see sales profit and loss and quantity. So, what we observe from these four charts for sales, quantity, discount, and profit, we can observe that most customers tends to buy quantity like 2 to 3. Here we can see the quantity. Most customers tends to buy quantity 2 to 3, and discount give maximum is 0 to 20%. Here is the 0 and 20, so 0 to 20% discount, maximum discount was given. So now let's compare sales profit versus quantity. So here is a profit with respect to quantity and sales. So there's no correlation between sales versus quantity and profit versus quantity. So now let's see profit versus discount. Is there any correlation between them? So here we can find that there's no correlation again between profit and discount. And segment wise sales in each region, we can see that almost all the almost all are same. All the sales are same for each regions. So what is the conclusion of this from this project? What insights I get from this project is, like, as a business manager I have to try to find out weak areas where we will have to work to make profit. So here are some points. So first point is technology and office supplies have high profit, furniture have less profit, and south and central region have the lowest sales and profit. So these are the 3 points, like we can say the weak areas where we have to work to make more profit. So thank you, I hope you like my explanation.